At 71, she's never felt pain or anxiety. Now scientists she'd been told that childbirth was going to be painful. But as the hours wore, I could feel that my body was changing, but it didn't hurt me, recalled the woman, Jo Cameron, who is now 71. She likened it to, it was only recently more than 4 decades later that she learned her friends were not exaggerating. Rather, there was something different about the way her body experienced pain. For the most part, it didn't. Scientists believe they now understand why. In a published Thursday, "We've never come across a patient like this," said John Wood, the head of the Molecular Nociception Group at University College London. Sign up for the Scientists have been documenting case studies of individuals who experience little or no pain for nearly 100 years. But the genetic the study emerged amid major developments in the emotionally charged debate over how to responsibly treat pain. On Thursday, sign up for AA. And it was yet another reminder that we need less addictive alternatives for chronic pain, said a neurologist at Yale and the author of Dr. Waxman. Each of these mutations teach us something, and point to a particular gene as a potential target for new and more effective pain medications, he said. The sequence of events that led scientists to investigate Ms. Cameron's genes began about 5 years ago. She was living I guarantee I won't need anything, Ms. Cameron recalled telling Dr. Devjit Srivastava, a consultant in anesthesia and pain medicine at a National Health Service hospital in northern Scotland and one of the authors of the paper. A few follow-up questions revealed that Ms. Cameron was unusual. At 65, Dr. Srivastava referred her to University College London's Molecular Nociception Group, a team focused on genetic approaches to understanding the biology of pain and touch. They had some clues. Eventually, he found what he was looking for on a gene the scientists call FAAH out. All of us have this, Ms. Cameron said. She had been shocked by the interest in her case. Until her I have about parents of children with similar conditions. Many live in fear that I can't remember him needing any painkillers, she said. I think that's why, unfortunately, because he died before the discovery, it will remain unknown whether he carried the mutation. Her mother does not. In other words, her son shares some, but not all, of her pain insensitivity. Scientists are also intrigued by Ms. Cameron's extraordinarily low anxiety level. On an anxiety I am very happy, she said. In retrospect, she sees how her genetic disposition may have aided her at work. After years but though having this mutation may sound like a dream, there are downsides. One is that the researchers said they would now focus on trying to better understand how FAAH out works so that they can design a gene therapy or other pain intervention around it. Turning a discovery, but it's not unprecedented, Dr. Waxman said. As a reminder they were developed largely on the basis and discovery of incredibly rare families where everyone was having heart attacks in their 20s, he said. Whether it will be but I am reasonably confident that the lessons we are learning from the genes involved in pain will lead to the development of an entirely new class of pain medications, he said.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Look in the